welcome to Jackie's Literary Corner. I am Jackie, and
I'm Terry.
This is Terry from Florida. And since we've only done one book video together, I decided to do a tag with her, the rapid fire book tag, because, well, it's hard for us to share books because, like, she has particular taste in her books. So, and I'm a little more open. So I thought the rapid fire book tag would be easy. And I've already done this tag before, but I figure maybe I'll answer the questions and then she'll answer the questions. And it's rapid fire, so you have to answer them quickly. You know, the first thing that pops to your head. So here's the Terry Johnson edition of rapid fire book tag. Okay. But ebook or physical book?
Physical.
Same. Physical book. Although I do have an e-reader. Paperback or hardback?
Paperback.
I have a lot of paperbacks, but I am starting to buy more hardbacks because one, the used bookstore, you can get them for like $4 or $5.
Mm-hmm. That's why mostly, because they're cheaper.
And then because now I have a job and I get paid regularly, so in store or online?
In store, because I like to be able to go to the bookstore and look at the book, and if it's a bookstore that has usually a cafe or at least chairs, I like to be able to take the time to read the book to find out if I like it, because as you said, I'm picky, and the plot is not the only part that's important. That is important, but it's also the characters. I like to be able,
relate to the characters.
Yeah, I want to relate or
find them
interesting and like them, especially the woman. Like if it's a romance novel, which I read a lot of them, which is the difference between me and Jackie is she doesn't read them really, and I read them. So that's big for me. I like to pick a female character I like, and sometimes I don't find any I like. So.
And I say in store because I just like the smell of the store.
Yes.
And you know when they do have a cafe, which unfortunately my bookstore is kind of small.
Yes, that is very comforting.
Or at least my Books A Million is small. The used bookstore has a cafe in it, and I finally used it while Terry was here for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, although I do, like, sometimes there are some books that it's just easier to order them online. And as I said in previous videos, my mom's the one who does the online purchasing for me. Okay, so number 4, trilogies or series?
Probably trilogies, because I don't really like it to go on and on and on, because I got into an author and she writes series, and I was really big into her, but she stopped writing for a couple years. I'm not going to say her name, because I'm just going to say that she stopped writing for a while, so I kind of went on to other stuff, and then she brought back 2 more books, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to read them or not.
I know who the author is, because I've read some of her books.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know if I want to read it or not, because I kind of got away from it. I mean, I loved her books, I really did, but it's just she stopped, and I thought she was done with. So I guess that's why I like trilogies better, because it's going to end. I am seeing the appeal of trilogies, just like I'm seeing the appeal of
hardbacks now. But I kind of like series because I can spend more time with. I can still spend time with the characters. So basically, this is the same answer as when I last did this tag. It hasn't really changed. But I do get what she's saying, because there are some series that the author writes, like especially companion series, where you don't necessarily have to read the next book, or you don't have to read in order, but there's so many. And comic books, unfortunately, do this quite a lot, and I want to get into those. So I get her reasoning, but I kind of lean, especially if the author is it takes years to do a new one. Yeah, that's like if you have read The Name of the Wind, Patrick Rothfuss still has not written the 3rd book, and there's a few other authors who have not written their next book, and that can get incredibly annoying. And I think I heard a rumor on the reason why Patrick Rothfuss has still not written the 3rd book, and I personally don't agree with his reasoning. So, but I do enjoy I did enjoy the first one, and I need to read the second one. Okay, next question. Heroes or villains?
Villains. Yeah.
I think villains, but it depends on the hero. Like,
Yeah.
I'm somewhere where if they're, like, kind of in between villainy and heroics, I like those.
Yeah, like rogue or like anti-heroes.
Yeah, or anti-villains.
Anti-villains, yeah.
A book you want everyone to read. Now, I hate this question because it's like, how are you supposed to... I mean, I know that, like, my friend Terry pointed out, made a good... Tori, not Terry, made a good point that, you know, it's just someone that you think that you want someone to read. You want everyone to read. But I personally believe in, you know, you have to know what... It has to be a book that could potentially be universally popular. And not every book, there's rarely books that are universally popular, even in the classics. At least that's what I think, anyway. So I don't really have an answer to this question. Do you have an answer?
Does it have to be? Can it be any kind of book?
Yeah.
Okay, because I guess the only book I can think of, it's actually a trilogy, which is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, it was actually bought.
Yeah. Yeah,
I should if you watched it in my previous.
And there's Scary Stories, more Scary Stories, and there's 3 of them, and I would love for people to read those because they're fun.
Yeah, they're definitely fun and creepy, but I mean, again, you can make the argument not everybody likes scary stuff.
Yeah.
So, but then at least she had an answer. Unlike me. Okay, so recommend an underrated book. I don't have an answer for this one either. I mean, I guess maybe Kate Morton, because I don't hear a lot of people talk about Kate Morton. She's an author, actually. She writes historical fiction. A lot of them always have, like, a mystery, and they kind of go back and forth between modern day and the past. So I guess Kate Morton, if you like period historical fiction novels with a little mystery, I love her writing. It's very good. And maybe we'll be able to. We want to go to the pool today, and it started raining. So, but it's, like, getting really sunny, so maybe we won't be able to go after all.
I guess I don't know if she's underrated or not, but her book is pretty old, so I don't know if anybody's heard it or not. But it's called, which I actually introduced her to. It's called Fool's Paradise by Tori Phillips.
Or Phillips.
Yeah.
I was getting her mixed up with the actress.
Yeah, I believe her name is Tori Phillips. Yeah, and it's a historical novel that's set during when Queen Elizabeth is older, and it's about her granddaughter, which of course is fiction.
Her goddaughter.
Yeah, her goddaughter. Sorry, it's fiction, of course, so it's not real, and it's a romance novel. And the main character.
And I read it, by the way.
Yes,
so
you actually read it.
I can vouch for it. I mean, like, normally I don't, as she said, I don't read romance that often. Like, I just don't like books that are focused on the romance. Although I did read Twilight, but I think this book was cute.
Yeah,
it was good.
And the main character, the guy, you don't see too many men like him in romance novels. That's one of the reasons I loved it, because he was like the way you would think of Puck. He was like Puck, like a playful, because he was a jester. His character was a jester. And
like if Loki was a regular guy.
Basically, that's what he was like. It was like Loki with blonde hair.
Or like if you watch Once Upon a Time, he's a lot like Rumple.
Yeah, without the powers.
Without the powers, and he's a little younger than Rumple.
Well, kind of. It's like if Rumple had decided to become a jester instead of a husband.
Well, yeah, I mean Rumple. I'm guessing the show he was the age that the actor was, maybe a little bit younger. And
so I guess he's more like the way Rumple was when he became cursed. I guess you could say, because
like not exactly cursed. I would say kind of in between cursed Rumple. And Rumple human. Before he became cursed. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but not like Mr. Gold.
No,
he's not as cold as Mr. Gold. Because as much as I love the character, Mr. Gold is a little cold.
Yeah.
And yes, I realized that rhymed.
Okay.
Okay. This is supposed to be rapid fire, so let's get back to that. The last book you finished. Have you finished any books? It could be a graphic novel too.
Oh yeah, Frankenstein.
Oh yay! That's right.
I did. Yeah, Frankenstein.
We were doing a buddy read that, and of course, I got through it faster than she did.
Okay.
And the last one I read was, let's see if I can remember.
You read so many.
Yes, I know.
She's a book addict. She needs to go to
Well, most of the people on these videos that watch these videos or make them are probably
It's a
book addicts.
joke, okay? I loved reading too, so it's just a joke. It's like she's a book addict. She needs to go get help.
I'm pretty sure they realize you're just joking. Let's see, what's the last one I read? I'm trying to think of one that I actually finished. I guess maybe Daughter of the Forest? Yeah, because I'm not finished with, or maybe, no, it was The Raven King, I think. I finished The Raven King, the last book in the Raven cycle, and I personally liked it. I know that a lot of people did not like this one. They were a little disappointed with that one, and there was one aspect I was a little disappointed with, but mostly I really enjoyed it. Okay, so question number 10. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I've used a napkin and a receipt for bookmark.
A receipt. Yeah, same thing with me.
Okay. Used books, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, I can't really say no to that because they're cheaper.
I don't really see the difference.
As long as they're still, intact.
Yeah, because it's not like clothing.
But I mean, like, yes, new books are very nice and pretty.
Yeah.
It's nice to have them.
And they smell good.
But I mean, there's some books that it's like, and as I said, the used bookstore, the hardbacks are cheaper. Mm-hmm. 12 is top 3 favorite genres: fantasy, historical
top
fiction.
3?
Yeah,
okay.
Fantasy, historical fiction, and I guess horror. I'm getting into horror now, so horror.
For me, romance, fantasy, and historical books, but the real ones, because I love the ones that's.
Now, are you talking nonfiction?
I mean, nonfiction historical. Yeah, that's what I mean. I like reading. They're kind of like biographies, but they're about people from the past, and they're about their stories, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I have read a couple of historical fiction that are based on facts, but they're fictionalized.
Yeah, so historical nonfiction. That's what I enjoy.
And then borrow or buy.
What?
Borrow or buy.
Buy. Because sometimes it can take me a while to read a book, just depending on. I mean, if I buy it normally, I'm going to know right away that I'm going to enjoy it. But when I borrow it from someone, I don't know.
Yeah, she's not as easy.
Yeah, I'm kind of picky.
I'm a little easier, like, as in, maybe I'm too easy.
So when I borrow, I might take a little bit to read it because it's like, this person let me use it, borrow it, so I better finish it.
Yeah, that's my reasoning, too.
Yeah, but I may not fully enjoy it, so it might take me a little bit.
Yeah,
and I hate that.
Like, I borrowed the Joylet Club and the Kitchen God's Wife for my sister, and I feel like the only reason why I didn't get into it, I mean, I did like it. It could also be because I've seen the movie The Joylet Club, so I knew what was going to happen. It wasn't a surprise for me. But I feel it's partly because, I wanted to get it done, because my sister was coming to visit in a month, I think. And then, although I have been utilizing my library more, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's definitely I'm more towards buying books than borrowing them. Plus, I also borrowed my brother-in-law's book of John Adams by David McCullough, and I still have not given it back to him. Luckily for me, he told me it's okay because he wasn't in the mood to read it. So, 14, characters a plot.
Characters or plot?
Yes.
Characters. Because I have to like the characters more than the plot. Even if the plot's great, but I don't like any of the characters, I can't enjoy it.
I think I lean more towards plot. But there are times when, I think plot. Probably plot because,
Yeah.
And
I guess that's what makes it hard for me to read a book because I'm more character than plot. So even if the plot's great, if the characters I start not liking them, it makes it hard for me to enjoy it.
Yeah, and that means I can't really buy her books unless she's here with me, which really frustrates me that way. That's why I get so annoyed. Because I want to share my books and I can't do that. I mean, there's a few here and there that I've been able to, like, I got her to read ACOTAR, and she's still not finished with it. And now I'm worried that she's gonna, that she's not gonna get the appeal of Free Sand. Island, if you read, you understand. read that one. Why I say that. But then I don't know, considering what Tamlin does and how he acts, I don't.
And what sucks though is she kind of spoiled it for me, and I actually.
Well, I thought, because I know that she will dismiss a book if it has love triangles, which I get. I mean, love triangles can be incredibly annoying. So I want to prepare her because I really want her to read the book.
Yeah. But what was bad though is I actually liked Tamlin.
Yeah, it ruined it because.
And then I find out he's actually going to become, bad later.
Well,
he's already bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you don't notice it.
And then at first you think it's going to be like a Beauty and the Beast story.
Well, it still is,
but not with him.
The other thing that frustrates me is because it's Beauty and the Beast. And I love Beauty and the Beast. Especially I'm sure you realize that if you saw my SuperCon video I just did. And so it kind of frustrated me. Yeah. And we are totally doing the defeating the purpose of this tag, which is it's supposed to be rapid fire.
Okay, go on.
So sorry, I'm sure those you guys know how I am. Long or short books?
Long. Long
too. Although sometimes short books are nice too. But
yeah,
I like staying with the characters for a while. Okay, now long or short chapters?
Long chapters.
Short chapters, I think. Especially if it's a long book.
The only time I like it to be smaller chapters is if I'm not really enjoying the book, and so I'm wanting it to hurry up.
Yeah. So if I'm making you read classics, you want them to be short chapters.
Well, some of them. Yeah, we need to go on. I wanted to continue talking about something, but no.
Yeah, we'll talk when we're done filming. You guys won't have to hear us. Okay, books that make you laugh or books that make you cry?
I would probably rather a book that makes me laugh.
I don't know, because I feel bad that I can't cry, that I don't cry in books.
But I've never actually really cried from a book. I guess I haven't really read anything that was that emotional.
I mean, my eyes might have watered a little bit, like in the last Harry Potter, in the fifth one, the fifth Harry Potter, because my favorite character and what happens to him. And yes, I know this is how horrible of me to say this, but I did not cry when Dumbledore died. I mean, I did get a little teary-eyed in this, but most of the time, I'm more easier to cry in a movie or a TV show. But even then, if I'm not paying attention, I just have it in the background, then I'm not going to cry. But, so I don't know, because I feel bad if I don't. I wanted him to cry in a book. I want it to be able to affect me in that way. But, and I also love books that make me laugh. So I don't know what my answer for that one is. Okay, so next is, our world or fictional world?
Fictional.
Fictional world.
That's easy.
Yeah. Our world is boring. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Audiobooks, yes or no?
No.
I think...
Unless I was to become, blind and I couldn't read, then I would definitely have to have audiobooks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think anybody would do that.
But I prefer to read it.
I like audiobooks. I don't drive. I have a CD player in my room. Yes, I have a CD player. But it costs the same amount as a book. So, it's, I have to decide, although I do want the Stephen Fry version of Harry Potter. I would love to do that. But then I'm nervous to ask my mom because I'm worried that she would be like, okay, well then you don't need that in the books too. But I'm interested in them. I just haven't got around to buying them. Do you ever judge a book by its cover?
Sometimes, yes. I
do a little bit, too.
But I make sure I read on the back what it's about. And like I said, I'm very picky, so I make sure I at least read...
Yeah, she will read, the first chapter.
Yeah, I will read the first or two chapters to make sure I even like it.
Yeah, I won't read the first chapters because I still want to be completely surprised. Although, it's funny that I say that, considering that sometimes I will, after reading a good while of the book, getting kind of into the book, then I might skip ahead to the back and just see what's going on.
I've done that with some books,
Of course, there might be a question
and
on here.
and it did save me.
But so yeah, but like I said, I will also read the back. But sometimes, like, that's one of the things that if I do kind of like, I'm curious about a romance novel, then I will look at the covers, and if it like has
Yeah.
6-pack guy with the woman draped all over the man, you know, and
Yeah.
like,
Thankfully, they don't do it as much nowadays as they used to in the 80s and 70s.
yeah, that like I mean, I like the 80s covers of fantasy books. I'm okay with those because those aren't as bad.
But not the romance
The ones
novels,
that
yeah.
are mostly romance. Like
Mhm.
the Daughter of the Forest cover, I like that, and I like the Dragonlance covers. If you read any of those books, which by the way you should. They are kind of inspired by Lord of the Rings, but they're good. Book to television or book to movie? I say book to television because you got more time.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem is that with television, you might have a smaller budget.
Yeah. But you have more time.
Yeah, more
it's
time.
longer.
Yeah, more time to spend with the characters, and you don't have to take out as much stuff, and you can expand on some things.
Yep.
But I appreciate the movies that do exist, you know, that are made.
Yeah. I mean, they're both good. It's just the TV is usually better.
So you'd say the same thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. My doggy's here. I just reached out and pet him. Is there an adaptation you prefer over the book? Les Mis. I'm sorry, but the book bored me. And Dracula, the movie that was made in I want to say 94. I haven't seen like the Luke Evans one or anything like that, but the one that came out in like 94, I think. Because again, that was another one that was really boring to me. It was very dry, a dry writing style. I just couldn't. Yes.
Go work out.
Okay. So we might go to the pool. Just to let you know.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I want to say
Oh, and Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies. I can't say the original 3 series because I never read those books.
Well,
The dog's out if you go.
Okay. But the Hobbit books.
With the Lord of the Rings, for me, I actually did enjoy the Hobbit book. I guess because it was.
I enjoyed the book. I did enjoy the book.
But I guess because
prefer the movie.
it shows how ignorant we are nowadays, I guess, or how stupid people are nowadays compared to back then, maybe. But the Hobbit was written for actually kids, so maybe that's why we enjoyed it better. And Lord of the Rings was written for more adults. But it's just I enjoyed the movies better than the books because I did read the first book, and it wasn't easy to read because it was dry. It was
accessible.
Yeah, and it was very. He explained every little detail, and I guess I'm not used to that. So it was kind of like, can we please go on to the next chapter or the next place instead of just talking about this one little area? Like I understand, and it made me feel like I was doing.
She was the one who told me that he basically took a whole page to describe that tree.
Yeah, a whole chapter describing a tree.
It's like, yeah, it's a great tree, woohoo, but. Get to the adventure
but
stuff in the comic.
Forgive me for the people who love the books. No offense meant.
Yeah, so, okay, next question is, series or standalones? I say series, for me. For the reasons I said before about series versus trilogies.
If I had to choose either one, probably standalones.
But again, I get the appeal of standalones too.
Yeah.
I prefer series because then you spend more time with the characters, and a lot of times standalones, sometimes, especially if it's a fantasy, it will, there's a lot of stuff that you would have wanted to know that couldn't stand alone. Top 3 books that pop into your head. Lord of the Rings.
That's funny.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And The Name of the Wind. Although I did talk about all 3 of those books. Well, except for the Harry Potter one, so of course that's the first one that popped in my head. Let's see. Oh, that's the last question.
For me, it would probably be The Hobbit, since I actually enjoyed that. Let me see.
First one that comes to your head.
Forest Paradise, because I really enjoyed that one.
Well, no, you don't have to explain why. Just the first list the
Okay.
first books that pop in your head.
And Seraglio, I believe it's called.
Oh, I'm gonna have to ask you about that one.
Yeah.
It's an interesting name choice.
Yeah.
So that was the rapid fire book tag. If you guys liked this video and weren't too annoyed with me constantly talking, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all are enjoying your reading, and much love to my already subscribed people, and I will talk to you guys later. All right,
Bye.
bye.